backstory of Tung Sahur, otherwise known as, I should say it in the accent, Tung Sahur, otherwise known as the wooden thing. Anyway, here's the backstory of Tung Sahur. I will play it right now. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, because I told AI a lot to make this, so, enjoy.
Hidden World.
Oh, my bad. Enjoy.
Hidden World. The origin of Tung Part 1. Life in the remote hollow. Far from the world of cities, machines, and noise, past the cold rivers, beyond the cliff valleys and the howling trees, there was a place where no map reached. A place so distant and untouched that even the stars above seemed quieter. In that place, a single wooden home stood among the moss-covered stones and glowing mushrooms. Its roof was shaped like a soft slope, crafted from woven vines and hardened leaf fiber. The air was always cool, and the skies above never held the sun for long. This was the remote hollow, a forgotten land, and the home of the Tungs. Inside lived a family of 3, Papa Tung, quiet and carved from ancient wood. His arms were wrapped in vines that glowed faintly at night, and in his hand he always carried a long ceremonial staff passed down through generations. He rarely spoke, but when he did, the air around him stilled. He was the protector, the teacher, the builder. Gentle in form, her body smooth like river stone, and her eyes dim like dusk light. She was the keeper of rhythm. Every morning and evening, she played soft tones on a bone chime that kept the energy in the home balanced. She was deeply connected to the world, always listening to the winds and reading the movement of roots underground. And Tung, their only son, small at the time, curious and silent, he had not yet grown into his purpose. His arms were short, his footsteps unsure, and his wooden limbs had not yet hardened. But deep in his chest was a heart that beat with a unique sound. Tung, Tung, Tung. Their days were calm. Papa taught Tung how to hold the staff and balance it, how to listen before reacting. Mama showed him how to feel vibrations through the earth, how to stay still when the storm passed through the branches. There were no other creatures nearby. They didn't need anyone else. The Tungs were their own world. But peace, no matter how hidden, always draws the eyes of those who destroy it. Part 2. The night of the fire sky. It began with a low hum in the sky, too faint for Tung to hear at first, but Papa Tung froze when he felt it. He stepped outside, staff in hand, and tilted his head. Mama Tung stopped playing her chimes. The trees around their house fell silent. Then came the wind. Not from the earth, but above. A shadow broke across the sky. Wide wings, sharp engines, metal painted in deep green and armored silver. It roared through the clouds like a predator. Bombardiro Crocodilo. He was not like the Tungs. He was a machine beast, part bomber, part scaled monster. A flying warborn creature built from pain and kept alive by purpose. He flew without reason, searching for isolated lands to test his strength, to show he still had power in a world that no longer fought wars. The Tungs had never done harm, but they lived in a place that Bombardiro wanted for himself. And that was enough. He circled once, twice, and then released what he called the fire pulse. A deep red flare struck the side of their home, cracking the roof. Papa Tung shoved his family beneath the roof shelter and stepped out into the flames. Tung, small and shaking, watched from a split in the ground as his father raised the ceremonial staff. Not to attack, but to protect. Mama Tung whispered gently, holding her son tight, her soft voice saying, "Be still, my sapling. Be still and remember this." The fight was not long. Bombardiro Crocodilo was too powerful, too high, too fast. In a final pass, he dropped an inferno cluster that shattered the earth around their home. When the smoke cleared, Papa Tung and Mama Tung were gone. Only the deep mark of a burned circle remained, and in its center the small boy Tung, still alive, trembling, his heart still beating. Tung, Tung. Part 3, the becoming years passed. The remote hollow healed slowly, but the scar on Tung did not. He grew alone, quiet, and focused. The ceremonial staff, scorched and broken, had been buried beside his home. One day he returned to the spot and dug it up. He reforged it with stone, bark, and memory. The staff was no longer a tool of balance, it was a weapon of legacy. Tung trained in silence. He learned to walk with no sound, to feel vibrations in the air. He listened to wind patterns and marked the skies. He studied the old paths his father once walked. Each step, Each practice strike of the staff echoed with meaning. He no longer spoke. Instead, when the time came, he would announce himself with only 3 sounds: Tung, Tung, Tung. Part 4, Vengeance in the Cloud Belt. Tung tracked Bombardiro Crocodilo for many years, through cloud jungles, over the Black Canyons, and into the cold belt above the Sky Mountains. Bombardiro, older now, had forgotten the family he destroyed. He had turned into legend, a feared sky wraith that dominated forgotten skies. But Tung had not forgotten. On the 10th year after the fire sky, he climbed the spine ridge with his staff. He waited 3 days and nights until Bombardiro passed overhead, hunting again. And then he struck. Tung leapt from the peak and drove the staff into one of Bombardiro's wings. A battle of sky and flame broke out above the frozen peaks. Tung dodging engines and fire streams, Bombardiro roaring in machine speech. But this time, Tung did not fall. He broke the second wing, then the tail. As Bombardiro crashed into the ravine, Tung followed, landing with a deep strike into the cockpit heart of the monster that had taken everything. And there in the ruins, as Bombardiro Crocodilo's power faded, Tung stood in silence. The war was over, or so he thought. Part 5, The Return of Bombambini Gusini. What Tung didn't know was that Bombardiro had a brother, Bombambini Gusini, smaller, faster, smarter. He was not a bomber, but a precision strike hunter, built from the same machine flesh as Bombardiro, but refined for stealth and vengeance. When Gusini heard of his brother's fall, he did not rage. He waited, he tracked, he studied. And now he comes, not to destroy a home, but to challenge the one who took everything from his line. Tung no longer lives in the remote hollow. He lives in the moving grounds, never staying in one place, always listening, always ready. And the sound he makes before every battle is the same: Tung, Tung, Tung.
That was the story. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to follow, like, and hit that notification bell. And comment your favorite Italian brain rot character. And like always, your boy Jake out.